Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Uh, just an update. We are all fine. Um, the we cleaned up the driveway as best as we could. My son and my daughter-in-law, they swept up all the glass and debris. They were able to somewhat put my lemon tree back up. They had to stake it and tie it and stuff like that, as well as my kumquat tree. Whether it'll take and reroot itself, I don't know. But we're going to have estimates done and everything. But the insurance companies, they've all been contacted. So now it's just a wait and see game. This is going to be a very long process. We have, a security breach, obviously, because of the garage door. So, yeah, like I said, sorry, this is going to be a long, drawn-out process. I do not know how long it's going to take to get everything fixed. My son's FedEx truck was hit, as you saw in the video that I did. My car was totaled. My house was hit. These guys, they were drunk, okay? Drunk driving. When we initially heard the three booms, okay? When we initially heard the three booms, it was 3:30 in the morning. We were laying in bed, and Sean was sleeping. Everybody was sleeping except for me. I was watching TV, and I was doing my usual watching a documentary because I'm a history buff. I love documentaries. And I was just laying there, and I was contemplating going and putting laundry in the washing machine, because my washer and dryer is out in the garage, okay? And that's a common thing here in Florida, right? And I was contemplating, and I kept looking at my laundry basket, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'll wait. And literally within 2 minutes of me saying to myself, no, I'll wait until the morning, I heard boom, boom, boom. And as soon as I heard that boom, 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 Sean's laying next to me, he's sleeping, and I literally took my fit, because he does not wake up, unless you literally put your foot on his back and kick him out of bed. He's a very heavy sleeper. I literally took my fist and I went boom like that on his chest, and I said, wake up. And he goes, what the heck? And I said, you didn't hear that? And he goes, hear what? And I said, something happened. He goes, what do you mean? I said, something's not right. Something happened. Something outside. So we both get up. We're in our pajamas, run outside, no shoes on, right? You're in bed. You don't even have socks on. Run outside. And we're literally run out, and we're walking on glass. And we see these two guys, and one guy is standing over by the red SUV. And my husband notices another one standing over by the woods. And he's now coming towards us. And he's got blood all over his face. And I immediately just flip out. And I start looking around, and I notice, where's my car? There it is. It's in the neighbor's lawn. I look again. There's the SUV, which is the drunk driver's SUV. I look up. My garage door is literally hanging. I look over, and my son's FedEx truck, the side panel on the front, gone. And I start screaming, what did you do? What did you do? And they don't speak English. I don't speak Spanish. Okay, I speak a little bit of Italian because that's what I grew up with, but I don't understand them. So I run in and I get my son, and he's sleeping because he's got to go to work. Wake up, wake up, wake up. What, Joe? And I said, the FedEx truck was hit, my car was hit, and the house was hit. Hit by what? A drunk driver. What? He gets up, he's in his underwear. I said, put clothes on. He runs outside, no shoes, no socks. His feet are getting cut up by glass. Sean runs in the house, grabs the phone, calls 911. And these two guys are yelling at me in Spanish. And my niece, my 12-year-old, she runs out with me. She speaks Spanish, because she's learning it in school. And she's going, Auntie, Auntie. And she's reiterating to me in English what they're saying. And they're calling me names, telling me, shut the F up, lady, this, and that. Shut up. Excuse me? Look at what you just did. And you're telling me to shut up. All I asked you was, what were you thinking? But obviously you were not thinking because you're inebriated. So the other guy's on the phone, because there's two of them, and their friends show up. Because their friends show up because they tried to flee. Now the cops show up. And we've got cops all over the place. Then here comes the fire department. Here comes the ambulance. They refuse treatment. One guess why? Okay, you got it right. Because I know what you're thinking, because you're just like me. And I said to the deputy, I said, I want a field sobriety test done on them. And he said, we can't do that. Only Florida Highway Patrol has to do that. Well, we waited 2 hours for Florida Highway Patrol. By this time, they're fine. They can walk in a straight line. There's nothing wrong with them. Okay. Even there was 5 deputies there. 2 of them said, you can smell it on them. I smelled it. My niece smelled it. They were drunk. They were given a ticket for careless driving. I said, what about all the property damage? Oh, you'll have to take that up with your insurance company. Okay. So any drunk driver can ram their car into your home at 3:30 in the morning and they get a careless driving ticket? Well, nobody saw any either one of them get out of the car, so okay. So the deputies tell them, get your stuff, get your personal effects out of your car, so the tow truck driver can take your car away. Okay. Well, while they're getting their stuff out of their car, they start throwing trash onto my lawn. Well, that made me even more heated. And I looked at the 2 deputies, and I looked back at them what they were doing. And they just smiled and said, go ahead. And I just started screaming. After everything you just did, now you're gonna litter on my lawn? I said, pick it up. And they start yelling at me in Spanish. And one of their friends comes over and says, chill out, lady. Chill out. Chill out. Look at my home. Look at my car. Look at my son's truck. Look at the trees that were knocked down. Look at my lawn that's now ripped up. Chill out, lady? No. Pick up your garbage. I've had a lot of run-ins with different people. but I've never been disrespected in that way ever. Now I have a hard time sleeping. Every time I hear a noise outside, I jump because I think, oh my God, is it happening again? Me, my son, my husband, and my niece, we all have trouble walking now because we have glass embedded in our feet, and it's not like chunks where you can just pull them out. Okay, it's fine. No, these are such little tiny pieces, we can't even see them to get them out. And they're embedded. And that's painful. I literally have been shook to my core. I told my husband, I said, I want to sell the house. I don't want to live here anymore. And he said, honey, he said, the house is almost paid off. He said, if we were to sell this house and go buy a new house, he said, it would be like starting all over again. He said, with a higher mortgage. He said, we've lived in this house. We've built this house. We're the original owners of this house. He said, we have roots here. I said, but I'm afraid here. I don't know. What would you do? It's a scary thing to live with, you know. I feel like I've been violated. And there's not a friggin' thing I can do about it. Anyway. So that's my community intel for you. So now I have some other community intel for you from other community members. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update, okay? And when I hear more, you know, when I get like information from my insurance companies and updates about, you know, when the house is going to get fixed and the car will never be fixed because it was totaled out, you know, I'll let all of you guys know, okay? But you know, the one thing that's really upsetting me is, you know, we're not going to get, you know, like when, you know how with insurance companies, like they'll say, okay, well, we'll give you what your car was worth before the accident and stuff like that. Well, I looked up, you know, what my car is worth, and I'm like, there's no way I'll be able to buy a decent car that'll run for $4,000. You know, I paid $8,000 for it 5 years ago. There's, you know, I'll never be able to purchase a car for $4,000. Yeah, that's just not possible. So yeah, I just I don't know what to do. I really don't. And I don't want to finance anything because I don't like financing things, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, okay, so on to what community members have sent in, okay? So this community member, she wrote in and she said, I had a comment on a video on her channel talking about potential shortages, and she said that she had received a comment on her video saying, "Way to go, falling for the lies about shortages." Oh boy, that person, she don't know, does she? She said, "I thought I'd give you a bit of information about stuff that I found out. My Aldi has started putting limits on things again. I was making a delivery order and saw that bread, bottled water, milk are all limit of 2. Really? Interesting. And Aldi was actually the cheapest place I found for eggs. Yeah, the last time I went food shopping, which was the Thursday before Christmas. They were $2.99 a dozen. Yeah, I don't. So, and she said a week before Christmas they were $4.15 a dozen. Oh, by you they were $4.15 a dozen. Okay, well here they were $2.99 a dozen. Right now they're $4.39 a dozen in her area, and that's sadly the cheapest in her area of South Texas. Also, she did a video by Moments with Us. She was talking about electric cars not charging in the cold. Yes, I know, I heard about that. One of her comments said that in a Walmart in Oxnard, California, there's no eggs. And one of her comments told her that Costco in California has no eggs. Also, just a suggestion for people, I've been looking into getting bigger orders at a butcher shop. Some of these shops have plans where you can get a certain amount of pounds for each type of meat for a set price. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'll put these pictures in that she sent. Okay, so here is a video that was sent to me by a community member. This is a security video that shows a group of suspected illegal immigrants trying to break into a house in Edwards County, Texas, earlier this month. The house is about 50 miles inland from the border, and the property owner tells her that this has happened before, and she spent $13,000 upgrading her security. Now, here's something that was sent in by a community member. This, unbelievable. It's like a headline that says, "You're not going to ruin my Christmas. Fired employee accused of kidnapping Smoothie King manager in Houston, Texas." My Lord. And here is an email from a community member. She said, I typically shop at Albertsons because it's closer and only buy their sales. The last time I went to Walmart was a couple of months ago, and I noticed the same thing. The store brand tuna section is smaller than the name brands. I buy store brand tuna. I went to Albertsons yesterday and noticed the section of store brand tuna was only 2 cans wide on the shelf. They used to be about 4 or 5 cans wide on the shelf. I grabbed several cans. They were 79 cents each. I miss the days where you can get 4 cans for $1. I remember that. Wow, yeah. I noticed that Albertsons, they had their store brand tuna in a 4-pack for $4.13. I think it was. It was actually going to cost more to buy a 4-pack than each can separately. It's $3.16 to buy 4 cans separately. I don't know if it's just tuna or not, but I'm going to start paying attention to other items of store brands and see if they're going to be phasing those out, like it is appearing to be the case with tuna. Huh. My mom has been telling me the prices she's seeing. She loves Great Value corned beef hash. It was 98 cents. Now it's $2.29 a can. Winco bulk large llama beans used to be $1.59 a pound. Now they're $2.19 a pound. Okay, so here is some pictures that were sent in by a community member. She said, I just got my stand-up freezer 2 weeks ago. So far, this is what I have. You can't tell, but there's a bunch of hamburger I vacuum sealed individually by a pound. Wow, you did really well. Thank you. And before I go, so this community member, she wrote in and she said, today in Middle Tennessee, I went to Lowe's. Seed displays are already there and selling fast. I shopped at local Kroger, $7 for a pound of butter. Yikes. That's a crazy, insane price. Wow. All right, guys, that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one, okay? You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less. Ciao.